Apparently at some point in time, this iPad only started to charge with the Type-C USB flipped in one position, but eventually it completely stopped. The battery itself is also draining quickly, so I'm going to perform a quick test on the charge port to see if I can figure out what's wrong. I've got shorts on the battery line, and we're getting off readings on some of the diode lines. So let's open up this iPad.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop.
The first thing we'll try is replacing the charge port and test it again. We're no longer getting the hard ground shorts, but we're still getting bad readings on those diode lines. At this point, I know that something deeper on the board has failed, so we'll take the time to carefully extract this motherboard. It's more complicated from previous models to extract due to the amount of flex cables and the awkward arm that juts out to the side of the iPad. Now, looking at the software, one of the issues that I think this might be is this charging IC. As you can see, it's directly connected to the charge port. And although it doesn't look bad, let's go ahead and replace it and see if anything changes. Alright, so I popped off the shield that covers up the charging IC. This one is the 343S00235 charging IC. We'll add a little bit of flux and we'll heat it up, making sure we remember the dot is in this corner.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
And nothing has changed. So let's take a look right here at the actual lines that we're reading off and see where they lead to. And they all jump up around this USB IC. See, we've got that one, these three components in a row, and if we follow them, they jump under the IC here. You can see right here, they jump under the IC. So let's take a look at this IC. This Texas Instrument IC is the USB and power delivery IC, not only for this iPad, but for a bunch of others. And one of the other components we need to replace when replacing this one is the ACE SPI flash IC. It's the Charge EEPROM, and fortunately, MobileCentrix has pre-programmed ones for this generation. After removing the shield, we can definitely see issues exactly where I thought they would be. This IC, especially in that area of concern, has spewed its guts out the side of the IC, and it definitely needs to be replaced. So we'll desolder it, add some low melt so we can quickly and easily clean up the pads, replace it, and replace the EEPROM right next to it as well.
Stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gone.
We can test the board again, and this time the diode readings are finally back to normal. We'll now take some time to install a new battery by carefully extracting the old one and putting down a new one. If you take your time with it, you can get them. And you want to do both at the same time because they'll end up meeting together in the middle. You'll see them start to get closer and closer to each other, and then hopefully you get it all out without it snapping. Now we just gotta do that 3 more times.
The room, I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it. All the searching, pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my...
Alright, you kind of have to pry out the rest of the battery as the BMS has double-sided tape holding it down. Go ahead and get out our new battery. There's a little peg here that lines up with a hole through the flex and the BMS there. Help things get lined up properly. Alright, we'll slide the motherboard back into place and keep the battery isolated. And yes, we have the charging symbol. Let's just double check when we flip it over. Obviously I don't have the speakers connected, so you're not going to hear anything, but now we'll flip the charger over and boom, we are charging. Yes! Now we can put this all back together. So the problem wasn't just the port, and it wasn't the charging IC. Due to the port damage, the USB IC and EEPROM had failed. This is exactly why board level testing matters, because sometimes the most common parts that go bad may not be bad. Sometimes you have to dive deeper to fix the actual issue.
A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this.